Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to do a twin flame update, energy update read. See what your twin flame is up to, what they're going through. Let's see what messages are for you. This one just popped out. World card, Queen of Swords, and Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this like literally jumped out of the deck. So your twin flame is going through like this, what came to the word I heard was purging. So they're going through this inner emotional turmoil, and it can come up in like not being able to sleep, feeling a lot of stress, stress eating, any kind of disorders. It could be waking up with anxiety. It could be just feeling a lot of fear, which is very understandable, especially with what's going on in the world. So your twin flame, and this could also be mirrored within you, is going through like a lot of mental and emotional stress. I'm getting like this is more emotional than mental. And I heard the word purging, so what I'm getting is that it's an end of a cycle that you and your twin flame have been going through for a very long time, and I'm getting like even lifetimes. So it's all come to this point in this lifetime. I'm just gonna shut that off. It just means my daughter made dinner, so dinner is ready. So it's an end of a cycle where you, in this lifetime, agreed to come and kind of end the cycle, end this cycle of emotional, mental turmoil with regards to your connection. So your connection has brought up a lot of pain, a lot of stress, and I feel like it's coming to an end. So the universe, like, just, you know, it just popped out of the deck to let you know that it has come to an end. So your twin flame may be experiencing whatever they're going through as a result of it being the end of this kind of purging cycle, like getting rid of all the toxic energies, all the toxic stuff that both of you have been holding on to in this lifetime. It's caused you a lot of kind of inner turmoil, I'm getting. So it's really coming to an end, and it doesn't really help the situation that we're going through on a global scale, because like whatever we're already going through is being it's like it's being not the word enhanced, but it's made like bigger by the stress of what's going on in the world. A lot of fear, like a lot of panic, a lot of uncertainty, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen. But I want to reassure you, the energy that I'm getting just on a whole is that this is part of the transition of the new energies that are coming to the planet. Something like this needs to happen, because for decades we've just been repeating the same old, and nothing's been changing. So this is kind of the Earth's way of stepping in and taking care of, you know, her children, and wiping away what no longer works, what no longer serves. So your twin flame, even though they may be going through a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of stress, I'm being guided to tell you that, to reassure you that they're going to be okay, and you're going to be okay, and the world's going to be okay. So I guess this is like really like a mainstream kind of message too from the universe, that no matter what the world is going through right now, the world's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. A lot of this pain is, it's kind of like it's shooting from the back. So it's like it's from the past. This is all like, and it's like the energies come up, the feelings come up as if you're reliving it in the present time. So it feels real. And I know that fear can feel real, but it's an illusion, because all that truly exists is love. And we are, our experience, our earth experience, is about the contrast between the two. And it's always a choice what we choose, and what to choose. Do we choose love? Do we choose fear? So end of a cycle, whatever your twin flame is going through, they are going through some stuff. And it's more of something like they keep to themselves. It's not something that they would really even be able to share with anyone, because it's all up here, and it's all going on in here. It's inner child wounds just coming up, as if, as if you're a kid again. Like you feel like you're a kid. Like, why do I feel like this? It's because everything's coming up. I'll give you an example. When we have food poison, all that toxic poison needs to come out. So what happens is either you vomit and throw it up and get it out of your system, or like it's got to come out somewhere, somehow. And so that's what's happening. It's all coming out to be released. So it's a very, very positive thing. It can seem like a scary thing, but it's part of the natural process of healing, of letting go. And planet Earth, Mother Earth, is actually helping us to release what no longer works. So it's kind of like we're being put in isolation. It's like Mother Earth is saying, okay, you guys need a timeout, and this is for your own good, and you're going to learn your lesson. So we're all in timeout, and we need to go within. We need to heal. We need to learn the lessons. We need to see it as a gift, that Mother Earth is doing this because she loves us, because that's all there is. There is only love. It's not because of anything that we're bad, or, I mean, you know what I mean. It's everything is a learning experience to just determine what we choose, love or fear. Okay, so that was like right off the bat, the universe just wanted to clear that up for you and give you some reassurance that everything is as planned, and it's going to be okay. We're almost going to come out of it like, did that really happen? Because it wasn't as bad as it was at the time. Like down the road, we're going to look back at right now, and we're going to say, was it that bad? Because it didn't seem like it was that bad, even though right now we think it's really bad, but it's not. Okay, and then the next card was the World card. So when I see this card, it's like, it's all of us looking at ourselves and asking ourselves, who are we in the world? Who are we really? Who are you really? Your twin flame is asking themselves the same question. Who am I? So your twin flame has a lot on their plate as you do. And this is kind of like a mirror thing, because what they go through, you go through. What you go through, they go through. And by you, I mean we. So your twin flame in this timeout is being forced to ask themselves, like, who am I? Who am I really in this world? What really matters to me? What's important to me? So we're all kind of reevaluating ourselves on who we are and what's important to us. It's not about, you know, who we are for others. It's more of who are we being for me? Who am I being for me? Because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to show up as being true to myself, is who am I being for me, and as opposed to who was I being for the world. So your twin flame may need this time to reflect. And again, it's not that they want to separate. Twin flames don't consciously want to separate. Separating goes against, you know, being a twin flame, being in separation, because that's not how we're built. We are meant to be in union. So whenever your twin flame is apart from you, or is not speaking with you, or needs time away from you, or seems like they're caught up in their karmic situation, it's only because they have to go through this. The universe is like forcing all of us to learn the lesson. And what is the lesson? It's, who am I? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Well, the universe is teaching us, especially on this twin flame journey, that what truly matters is love. Everything else doesn't matter, really. It really doesn't. Love is what matters. And so it's a challenge, because our egos come in and takes over. Our inner child wounds come in and they take over. And so we get taken away from what truly is important, which is love. So your twin flame is reevaluating life and how they fit into this new world that is actually happening now. Like, when was the last time the entire world had to shut down? You know, do we not see that this is happening because there is a transformation happening? Change is transformation. Change, like, it's not like, oh yeah, you know, every few years the whole world, you know, shuts down or is on, you know, emergency alert or lockdown. I don't even remember. And you know, I was born in 1969. In my 51 years, this has never happened. This has never happened in 50 years. So we all have to ask ourselves, there is a huge reason, because the energy of change is changing life as we know it. So what that causes us to do, what that causes your twin flame to do, is to really take this time to reflect on what's really important. You know, what is really important? So that's what they're up to. It's not that they don't want to be with you. It's not that they don't love you. And it's not that they're rejecting you. All of that is of our own making, because that's in our mind. Those thoughts do not serve you. So please don't think that your twin flame doesn't love you. Please don't think that they're abandoning you in this time of crisis, because times of crisis really show us who we are and how strong we are, because we are strong, we are resilient. That's what humans are. And we're not just human, we have a soul and we have a spiritual side, which spirit, you know, we are warriors, we are fighters. You know, we're not just gonna take stuff lying down, and no, we have this resilience. There is something within us that just makes us go on and continue, and life goes on. So lots of change going on with your twin flame, which is positive, because just like it's reflecting in the world of what is breaking down, the old ways of your twin flame is breaking down so that we can rebuild again, renew. And I'm hearing like it's not like a hard thing. Cities in history have been destroyed and rebuilt on top of destruction. So in a sense, we are doing that as well. We are rebuilding our world as the old world crumbles and falls away. And Queen of Swords. Yeah, your twin flame is stepping up for this battle. And it's not even about battling someone else. It's not about battling an outside force. This is an inner battle. This is overcoming your deepest fears, overcoming adversity. And everyone is like having to draw their sword and find out who the enemy is. Meanwhile, the enemy is our own ego, is our own fear. There is no enemy outside of us. We project that onto the world. So like this is, I feel like in general, everyone is coming to terms with their own battle within, their own battle between, you know, good and bad and light and dark. And the thing is that it's never one or the other, because we are made up of both. So a lot of like inner demons are coming up. So your twin flame is just like slaying those dragons, slaying those inner demons. And even though they may not be aware of it on a conscious level, it's happening like on a deep level. And this is why this is happening, is because we need this healing time. And so we're being faced, you know, as we're being, you know, put in the corner for a timeout, we are being faced with our, you know, with our demons and our dragons. And it's not to say that it's anything scary. It's actually, from a higher perspective, it can be quite funny to see how our biggest fears were just like little mice that just seem like a big monster because of the shadow. It's amazing how we just, you know, blow things out of proportion, because inside it's our inner child that's doing that. Our inner child is projecting these huge fears because we are reacting from that same part of us that is a child that felt fear and didn't know how to deal with fear, didn't understand what was happening. So it just seemed real. And we still do that. There's still that part of us that does that. So your twin flame is, you know, just overcoming those obstacles, which is great, because once that battle is done, it's like victory. And that means victory for you and your twin flame. And Yeah, so I feel like this is like a global message too about finances and like stress around finance, um, like feeling like the ground beneath you is just like gone, like no support, no foundation, like what's going to happen? How are we going to survive? So this is like a fear that's coming up, and I'm really being guided to share with you that the situation seems worse than it really is. I'm getting. So, not to, okay, it's very natural to feel these feelings of uncertainty and fear. But if we can, for a second, take that fear and just, put it aside and practice what it would feel like to trust in the universe and to trust that the universe has our back. How would that feel? Because there's nothing we can do about uncertainty. There's nothing, we have no control over this situation of what's going on in the world. We have no control over that. All we can control is our own reaction to it. So for a second, release that fear, put it aside, and practice replacing it with trust. Just having like blind faith and trust in the universe. In knowing that over millennia, centuries and centuries of time, there's been many times that we thought the world was going to end, and it didn't. And we use that moving forward and saying, okay, the world's not going to end. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get through this somehow. So practice that, because when we come from that place of strength and trust, we as a people, as the world, will create that. So if you have one task right now, that is to release your fear of what's happening and replace it with, I trust in the universe. I don't know how I can explain it. I don't know how I'll be like, I can really trust, but I'm just going to trust. And if everyone on the planet did that, like miracles, overnight, 100%. So not to worry about, the finances of not having income and, how we're going to pay for stuff. The entire world is in the same spot. And the whole world, we will figure it out. We have to. Like, we're just not going to sit around and just be like, So not to worry. And have faith and have trust in something else out there. Have trust in the divine. That's all we can do. We can't really do anything else. All we can do is control ourselves. So I feel like even though this is a twin flame, like this is what your twin flame is up to, this is pretty much like a global message that the universe is like coming through hot. What else you guys want to know? We're at 24 minutes. And at the end, there's questions that you guys have sent me. Thank you so much. So we will address those questions. Should we go into the question section right now? I don't want this to take too long. Okay, let's get a love message from your twin flame, because I feel like there's like this panic of, you know, twin flames in separation, that, you know, if you can't speak to your twin flame, you want to know how they're doing. So let's get a love message from your twin flame. I just bent that one. I just love when they fly out, because it's like the universe wants to give you this. Okay, love message from your twin flame. No matter what we're going through, I have this cup of love that I'm still holding on to, and I am still offering to you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on between us, I have this cup of love that is meant only for you. So it's in our best interest as twin flames to release any fear or doubt of our love. And I love this card because it's a king card. So your twin flame is standing in their power. They're standing in certainty. They're standing in like not having any doubt. So they don't want you to doubt your connection, especially now, especially when the world needs twin flames to unite, if not in physical, then within. And that's really what it is. We have to connect to our twin flame within before we connect to them on the outside. Ace of Swords. So they want you to know, like, they're fighting for love. They're telling you that love is all that matters right now. In these uncertain times, love is the only thing that matters. And that's how much you mean to them, even if they can't tell you, even if they can't say it, even if their circumstances are holding them back, even if their own thoughts are holding them back, even if their ego is holding them back. You are all that matters. And, you know, they're fighting for love, and they want you to fight for love. So they want you to just fight your fears and step out of that and trust in your connection. And in the meantime, you know, do what you have to do in the world. Do what you have to do to help change this planet, to help transform this planet, to help save the planet. Work on your purpose. That's what I heard from this. See, like, so this is like your twin flame, and this is you. Wands are like, you know, endeavor, working, partnership. Like, this is like the world. They want you to work on your life's purpose, to not just come into union, but because, you know, the planet really needs it right now. So they're like reminding you, you came to this planet because you both agreed to help bring love back to this planet. And part of being in separation, you see how they're not really in the picture? Part of being in separation is so that you wouldn't give up. that you would fight for love. And by fighting for love, by fighting for your connection, you are bringing love back to the planet. So that is your purpose. So work on your purpose. Do whatever you need to do in your own personal life to fight for love and to bring union and harmony back to the planet, which will bring harmony and union back between you and your twin flame. Okay. Whew, that was intense. I just felt like this surge of heat. So your energies, your twin flame's energy was really connecting, really wanting to give you that message. And I felt like it wasn't like a message of hope. Your twin flame is giving you hope. Okay, so let's get to the questions. Okay, so sorry, I just have to get to the folder. Can your twin flame read your mind? Give you special abilities? Do they feel the same towards you? Twin flames always feel the same towards you. So if you hate your twin flame hates you too. Sadly. But if you love your twin flame loves you. You're both mirrors. You mirror each other. And hate, I just mean in the sense like your egos are kind of like just in the way of love. Your need to control, you know, all that kind of ego stuff is more like, you know, they're mad at you. They want to control the situation. They want to be right. They want to make you wrong. And so you're going to mirror that and it's going to clash every time. So focus on loving your twin flame because that will not make them love you, but they're going to be a mirror and then you're going to see that they love you. Can they read your mind? I say no, but you can pick up on each other's thoughts and feelings. So if you want to send any message of love, they will pick it up 100%. It's almost like you can send out like thoughts and feelings of love and then, you know, all of a sudden they text you the next day or the next week or however long it takes. Sometimes they get the message and their ego is in the way and so they don't message you back, but there is 100% a connection between you and your twin flame, telepathically and emotionally. Whatever you're feeling, they can feel and vice versa. Do they give you special abilities? Sure. Superpower of just love, unconditional love, but it's not like they give you any ability. Everyone has their own ability. Everyone has their own superpower. And you together with your twin flame, you know, use love as this power to transform your lives, your connection in the world. Okay, I am female, I am married. I wanted to leave it, but my male twin denies his feelings. Yeah, being married to other people is not also, but 100% complicated. And it just means that you both have a lot of work to do before you can ever come into connection. Leaving a karmic situation is always difficult. It's part of your journey if that's your choice. And all I can say about that is doing it from a place of love for all parties concerned, not leaving a karmic situation in a bad way, because I will tell you that karmic situation will follow you and haunt you and will repeat itself. So it's very important that when you're ending situations that you do it from a very high place of love And I'm not saying that this is what all twin flames should do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's always your choice. And I'm not about, like, I don't encourage people leaving marriages or families. It's never about that. It's all empowering you to make your own decisions for what's right for you on your journey. So for me in my work, it's always, I will support your choices in your life and help you navigate the situation by giving you insight and guidance through readings, through healings, to help you have more clarity, to help clear the path to your true happiness. So sometimes twin flames are married to they are married, and so they just awaken to the fact that they are married to their twin flame, and then they live out the rest of their lives together. There's so many different scenarios of a connection, because, you know, every situation is different. So I hope I communicated that. How do zodiac signs play a role in twin flame unions? So there's always the ideal of, you know, compatible signs, but based on, like, energy wise, once a twin flame, always a twin flame, even if you're born under a different zodiac. So yes, you know, zodiac sign plays a part, but it's all in the energy of your connection. And so when you've had many, many lifetimes with your twin flame, it's the energy that's built there. And so, you know, you're always born under a different, typically you're born under a different sign. So, I mean, it does play a role. However, it's not like, you know, if your twin flame doesn't have the right compatible zodiac sign, it's not like the end of the world. How can you be this? Okay, thank you. They're just saying that they appreciate. Thank you so much for sending that comment. How do you know if someone is your twin flame? How do you look after your inner child? Okay, so it's a feeling, and it's typically different for everyone. But, like, the main signs are you feel a deep spiritual connection. Spiritual in the sense that it overrides your ego. It overrides anything that you typically would do out of anger, resentment, hate, any disagreement. Because it's such a soul connection, you rise above ego-based connecting. I mean, that still happens in a connection. However, you can see it from a higher perspective. You are in touch with your higher self, that you can see the truth of your connection. You can see the truth of love. You can see the truth of who you are and how you're being. It's all like, it gives you a different perspective on who you are. It gives you a perspective. It awakens you to your spiritual journey and your spiritual growth. It awakens you to, you're more than just a human being. You're a soul. You're a spiritual being, and everything that entails. Then you have these intense feelings of recognizing them. You know them. They're so familiar. It's like you've always known them. You're being called to heal. You're being called to your inner child connection. You're being called to, okay, why do I feel this way? You know, why is this pattern happening? So it's all literally an awakening. Your twin flame awakens you to your journey of awareness. Yeah, so how do you care for your inner child? It's like being a parent for the first time. You have a little baby, and you try to listen to the baby you know, if it's crying, then it's unhappy, it needs something. If the baby's laughing, that's good, you're doing something right. So how to care for your inner child is exactly the same thing. If you yourself are feeling upset, angry, resentment, it's all coming from your inner child's experience of what your inner child was holding on to, and it's repeating itself. So what would you do to that baby? Would you ignore it, neglect it, pretend it's not there, not listen to the crying and, you know, anger, and like, would you do that as a parent? Or would you try to calm them and ask them, you know, what do you need? Are you hungry? Do you need a nap? You know, do you need more sleep? Do you need to go for a walk? Do you need to go to the park? Do you need to play? When your inner child's happy, then just keep doing more of that. So that's how you care for your inner child. It's not really complicated. I like to break it down to get more specific, but really your inner child is either hungry, tired, needs some stimulation like fun and play. So just look for those signs, especially tired and hungry. Immediately, your inner child feels better, feels cared for and loved when, you know, he or she or they have a full stomach, or when you've had like a good night's sleep and you wake up refreshed, ready for the day. Good job. You're doing a good job. Communicating is very important, because like any child that you take care of, you're not going to not talk to that child. You're not going to ignore that child and pretend that they're not there. So the same applies to your inner child. Okay. What do I need to know to improve my twin flame journey? What do I need to know to improve my twin flame journey? Self-love. That's all. That's all we have to do. That's our only job. Because we don't know how to self-love. No one taught us how to self-love. So that is our task at hand. That is our job. And part of us being in a timeout, this isolation, is to learn how to self-love, how to be happy, how to care for our inner child, how to, you know, figure out how to take care of our inner child, how to love ourselves. So that's all you have to do, because when you're so full of self-love, you're a magnet for love. Everywhere you turn, love's going to be right there in your face. Your twin flames are going to be there right in your face, loving you, because you know how to self-love. It all starts with us. Okay, can divine masculine still feel love, or divine feminine, if the new third party has appeared on the scene for him? Yeah, it doesn't matter who appears on the scene. If there's, you know, a dozen third party people lined up, they still feel the love. It's what they do with it. They can either ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, suppress it, you know, do whatever they can to forget about love, be distracted, run away, use other partners to run away from you. They can do all that, but they can never run from themselves, because like, they are you, you are them, you share the same heart, you feel the same love. They can't run away from you because they can't run away from themselves. So sometimes it takes twin flames a very long time before they realize they have to stop running, because they're just like going in circles trying to run away, but they're not actually running away. And they will get it. And our job is to be patient and give them unconditional love until they get it, until they just stop running. And just to be careful, because then they start chasing you and then you start running. Don't do that. That's when, you know, healing sessions help. So feel free to book yours. How do I find out which part of my inner child that's hurting? Beautiful question. I love answering inner child questions because it has a big part to do with your twin flame. Because what I will say is when you're with your twin flame and because you are mirrors, they will mirror to you your inner child pain. So whatever you see your twin flame as, you know, all the resentment you have and whatever you're blaming them for is actually stemming from your inner child pain and is projecting it onto them. Okay, so that's how you know what part is hurting from your inner child, is because it's showing up in your twin flame. So if they've abandoned you, they haven't actually abandoned you, but it's your inner child's abandonment, feelings of abandonment that are playing out in your connection. So because we have abandonment already within us, that energy, that emotion, it gets projected onto our twin flame. They play it out, and it's like we think it's them, but it comes from your inner child. So part of the healing work I do with you is to clear that attachment to that abandonment. And because it's been there since childhood, you know, it takes energy to release that. It takes time to heal that. How do you know your twin flame is picking up your energy or thinking of you? You will know because they'll all of a sudden pop into your mind out of the blue. Like all of a sudden you'll be having a great time, like, or watching a funny movie or doing something silly. All of a sudden, you know, you think of them, and it's because they were picking up you having fun, being happy, laughing. So they pick up on you, and then you pick up on them. So there's always this constant connection because you are connected. Easiest, hardest, or most rewarding aspect of healing you've seen? Most rewarding is absolutely union. So when twin flames are in separation and you contact me for a reading, we see what the energies are. We work on clearing the blocks together through healing. All of a sudden, twin flames have communication. They're back. They're working on things. That is like the most rewarding thing that I've seen happen many, many times with my clients. And for those lucky clients, it happens in a fairly short amount of time. But that's not the norm. What happens is because the older we get, the more set we get in our ways. And so healing takes longer because we resist healing. So that's like the hardest part, is when I see twin flames just reverting back to their patterns, because, you know, I always say it's the thought patterns. It's like, you know, we just keep thinking they don't love us because it's such a habit. So even though we do the healing and we clear away that energy, the thoughts just create the same thing. So it's like years before twin flames can actually communicate, because again, every situation is different, but this is like what I see happen in many connections. What's the easiest? I want to say that's not the easiest, but something that people become very open to is their need for healing, because they see like the healing card come up in a reading and they'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I have to heal, whatever that means. Not that it's easy, but they have more of an openness to the need for our healing our wounds because they see it come up in the reading. And so they're more open to, okay, you know, when I work on healing myself and clearing the path, it helps our connection. And not only does it help your connection, it just helps you in all areas of life. So that is, I wouldn't say easy, but it's something that I love seeing happen, because it's almost like, you know, twin flames get it. Okay, healing card. Okay, this is what I got to do. What I find is that twin flames are willing to do whatever it takes to be in union. And so they, in that sense, are very open to doing what it takes, to doing inner work, to trying their best to discipline their thoughts. Good question. Okay, the next one is, can your twin flame read your mind? Okay, we already did that. Okay. Whenever I do meditation on inner child healing, I cry. Why is that? What does that mean? Absolutely, it means your inner child is there, is connecting with you, is like you found your inner child. Your inner child was lost in like this, you know, dark space, this like lost in a closet, forgotten. And in your meditation, in your healing, your inner child is found by you. And so your inner child has to release being found, feeling like, you know, why did you leave me? Why was I left? Why, you know, why did this happen to me? So it's very understandable that you will cry, because it's your inner child's emotions, everything coming out. Okay, answered that. I feel as if I'm losing him. How do I know he was my twin flame to begin with? He's acting funny. Okay, so rewind to the part where it explains how you know they're your twin flame. Plus, in the readings, book your reading, because we always confirm through the cards, through the energy surrounding, whether it's a twin flame connection or not. I feel I'm losing him. This is very natural, especially when you haven't spoken in a very long time. When you go within, you will be able to reconnect and find that connection when they are your true twin flame, because you can never lose that connection. It's either, yeah, you're not going within, you're very much focused on the outside, okay, you know, texting, calling, seeing each other in person. When you don't see them for a long time, of course, you're going to not know how to connect with them. When you go within, even when you meditate, just like clear your mind, even for 5 minutes. You go to a space within where it's clear, and you meet them there. They meet you there. You connect. You can have a dialogue. You can talk to them. You can hear them. So you don't ever really lose them. You lose your awareness of your connection to them. Curious how he feels about me, or if he has dreams about me. Yes, your twin flame always has dreams about you. It comes up in almost all my readings, and even when it doesn't, even if they don't dream of you, like dreams that they can remember, you do connect in another dimension. So it's like when they wake up, when you wake up, it's like, oh my God, we connect somehow. It's because, like, you're not dreaming, you're actually connecting, and when you wake up, it seems like a dream. It seems like you dreamt of them. How do you stop obsessing over your twin? Oh God, if I knew the answer to this, like back when I first started my twin flame journey, it would have helped me so much. But what I learned in this work is, the more you self-love, the more it stops. It's no longer an obsession. It's more of a unconditional love, equal for your twin flame and yourself. And that is a whole new way of loving yourself. That is, I just had the word. It's just like a way of loving yourself that you've never experienced before. It's like you're like, oh, okay, I actually care about what situations I'm putting myself in. Oh, I actually care about myself that I'm getting enough sleep. Oh, I actually care about myself that I eat something healthy for lunch. Oh, I actually love and care for myself that I am, you know, my financial abundance and prosperity is in flow. So it's more focusing on how you are loving yourself as opposed to obsessing over trying to be with your twin flame, because that's why we are in timeout. That's why we are in separation from our twin flame, is because we have to learn how to self-love, how to have all areas of our life working so that we have something to offer our twin flame from a place of fullness that we are also able to offer to the world in service. I want to know when my twin is going to reach out. He's watching me, but no contact yet. It's like there is this law of when you wait for your twin flame to contact you, they get that signal as to do not contact your twin flame. The more we're like waiting, checking our phone, you know, watching them on social media, waiting for that text, waiting for that phone call, they get the message as do not call twin flame. And I'm just laughing because there's like, you know, I've seen in movies where an ex calls and it'll say like, do not pick up, this is your ex calling, something like that. So it's kind of like that scenario just came into my head. But yeah, like when you can let go of that, when you're so enthralled and excited about your own twin flame, that's when they're going to call you. When you're not even thinking about them, when you're just such in a happy space of, oh my God, I love my life, I love me, I feel great. They're going to be knocking on your door. You're going to be like, did I just hear someone knock at the door? And it's your twin flame, because you're so happy. You are a magnet of love, of self-love. Next question. Divine masculine feelings, their struggles, their hidden anger, what do they want? So part of that question is answered earlier in the reading, but thank you so much for asking that. For the longest time, divine masculines have been releasing a lot of anger, and it's more like self-anger, anger towards themselves, like resentment, guilt. So they've stopped blaming outside and they just blame themselves for everything. Whatever's not working, they blame themselves. So they've been releasing that and it's getting better, so they are feeling lighter. But if they're still experiencing that, it's because they have yet to work on releasing it. And sometimes, you know, we don't know how to release it. And that's when the healing comes in to help, that helps you to release those emotions that are stuck. When you see a post of twin flame and you get sad, mad, how to know what is triggering? Yeah, so it's your own need for, it's your own woundedness that is being triggered. You know, when that something that used to trigger you no longer triggers you is because that wound has healed and you've let it go. But when it keeps coming up and you still feel triggered, it's because it's not healed. And it's like a wound that you keep, you know, picking at it and it bleeds, and it's because it's not healed. But when it's healed and you no longer feel the pain, it's because it's healed. What to do when you lose hope for union because you can't see anything in the 3D? What to do when you lose hope? Your job when you lose hope is to not lose hope. Don't lose hope. It's all we have. It's all we have. You lose hope, it's over. It's like game over. Like, say bye-bye. And hello to some other stranger that you're not gonna feel connected with. don't lose hope. It's very natural to not feel hope. But that's when you're focusing on what's in the 3D. This is all about, you know, trusting and have faith in love. Going in and remembering what is really the truth, what really matters is love. So don't focus on what's happening in the outside world. Focus in what's going on in your own heart. What is in your heart? Is it love? Is it fear? Is it woundedness? Like, you just gotta work on you. You just gotta focus on you, being the best that you could be. Be 100% like healed, because then you can heal your connection. You can help your twin flame to heal. Your inner child's good. You can go out and help heal others, because that's what this world needs. We need more healers to help heal the planet. And this doesn't mean you have to heal in that traditional sense. You heal by, you know, baking pies. You heal by writing your story. You heal by knitting a blanket. Like, whatever you create, you do with your healing energy, and you heal others. So do not lose hope. Hope is all we have. It is our job to stay hopeful no matter what it looks like on the outside. Because if we were to lose hope based on what's happening in the world, we all might as well just drop dead, because nothing's going to get done. We need to gather our inner strength and have hope. Release the fear, trust in the universe. That's all we can do. You know, once we have that, then we can take the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step. But if you're too focused on your twin flame, of course you're going to lose hope. You got to focus on being the best that you can be. What haven't you done yet to be the best that you can be? Do that, and watch the world transform before your very eyes. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this reading guidance session. These messages are divinely guided as I channel, you know, the messages. And a lot of it also comes from my own experience. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for all your readings that you book with me. And thank you for all the healing sessions that you book with me. By supporting you on your journey, you helped support me on my journey. So we are partners, and I thank you for being the most awesomest partner ever. So thank you to each and every one of you who is watching this. I love you so very much. So I am still taking clients for coaching. So it's like you receive a 15-minute coaching guidance reading once a week for a month. And that's $140. So that's like $35 for each reading once a week for a month. I hope I said that clearly. If not, DM me. Twin flame readings are still available, and I will offer again, because you watched this video to the end, I am offering $10 off all services, healing sessions, all readings, coaching sessions. So please take advantage of that. And again, it is my honor to work with you on this journey, not just your journey, because it's our journey. So it is my honor to work with you. Be well, stay safe, know that you are safe, know that you are protected. The universe is not just going to let us, you know, there's a reason we are here to evolve, to grow, to become our truer selves. So always have hope, have trust and faith in the universe, because the universe has your back. I promise you 100%. It has always had our back. It's what we choose to focus on. So again, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I'm sending blessings and love and hugs with social distancing. I love you all, and thank you so very much. Until next time, I'm wishing you so much love and peace. Mwah.